still going. Yep. Alright, so let's start this. Yeah. Alright, welcome everyone. Welcome. Pic.Think TV, season 3 and 4 of Charlie Brooker's Black Mirror. So, how do you guys find it?
Mind blowing.
Yeah.
I think it's a significant improvement on season 1 and 2, in my opinion. Just because of like the themes that they explore. Yeah. In my opinion, I think it's actually an improvement in the right direction.
Yeah.
I think so too, but it was weird because I watched season 3 first. When I started watching Black Mirror, I was just watching a random episode. They were like, no, you don't need to follow it. It doesn't follow on.
Yeah.
And then I went back to season 1 and 2 and I was like, yeah, I actually preferred, like you're saying, the themes and the things that come up in the later seasons.
What, in season 4? Or season 3 and 4?
3 and 4.
You prefer them to season 1 and 2?
Yeah, I feel like they were just more advanced. A bit more.
Okay, cool.
And I think they touch on... Sorry.
Was season 3 when they introduced it to like the US? Because I know.
Yeah, that's when it became Americanized. Really.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, at the end of season 2, they started to do it with that guy. Remember in White Christmas?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah. And then they started out. But yeah, forgot to introduce who I have with me today: Gladys, Martin, Ravine. Yeah. So actually, let me ask you, how's your 2019 been? First, I should have asked that first. I don't know why I didn't ask that first.
Random one. It's been all right. Yeah. To be fair, it's going quick. There's nothing significantly great. You know, I think it is what it is.
Yeah. Now the year's gone quick.
Good.
It feels like it's been ages since we've recorded.
Yeah, have we this year?
No. This is the first time. That's why I should have asked that first.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is the first time. Well, not my first time because I recorded with George. But this is the first time me recording in London this year.
Oh my gosh.
It's got a
long break.
Long break. Yeah, hibernation.
Well, welcome back, Pic.Think.
You know what? Wait, have you guys heard the new introduction?
Yeah.
You've heard the new introduction?
Whose voice is that?
I haven't.
You haven't heard it?
Who's is it?
Yeah, it's Sadia's. Sisters.
Okay. It's like,
I'm going to listen to it.
Yeah. It's on, what episodes have just been released? Insecure.
Yeah.
And I think it's on... Is it on Inside Out as well? On the Inside Out one? I can't remember.
I don't remember. I know it's just the most recent one, the Insecure.
But yeah, so let me ask you, what did you think the main themes were for these 2 seasons?
I think social media and like the repercussions behind social media was like one of the major themes that keep on reoccurring. There are a lot of emphasis on like the consequences of like mass movement towards any sort of particular social cause, and like some of the fallout that can happen as a result of like a herd mentality.
Are you talking about hated in the nation?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought social media, but now that you mention it, it makes sense. Obviously, I thought of social media, but I didn't think that it repeated itself after Nosedive.
Oh, yeah.
But social media was like the first thing I thought of because of that.
But then I thought that it kind of went more towards virtual reality.
Yeah. But also that episode with like the dating app sort of thing, I guess.
Oh, social media.
If you consider like Tinder
true.
And things, social media is...
That is, well, it is really social media.
Yeah,
to be honest. But that episode was my favourite. That was definitely my
dating
favourite.
one?
Yeah.
I really like that episode too.
Really?
That one, yeah. I love that one.
I found it slow. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was nice.
I was like, how long? It was just waffling.
Alright. So, but, okay, so let me start off with this question. If you were offered the opportunity to live your waking life plugged into a virtual reality machine that guaranteed the fulfillment of all your dreams and satisfied all your desires, would you take it?
I just don't believe that's possible. From watching Black Mirror myself, it's like you think it's going to be great, but it's not. The same like in the previous seasons, like that woman who wanted her dead husband alive didn't turn out so great. Same with that man in this one where the lady's in a coma, then he puts her in. You think ideally all these things work out, but in play, no, it's not real life. If I want to live my real life, it can't be controlled and fixed, and the outcomes, I don't want it to be all great. It's not. How do you know?
What about San Junipero though? That episode.
See, this is why I'm going to say, I'm going to take you up on that offer.
Yeah, but I don't know if I'd want that.
Perception is reality. And I feel like if you're living in that sort of like alternate universe where you could be like your peak performance self, where you're like you're in your 20s and then like you're happy and you don't have to worry about working a job and you can just relax and talk with people, like.
But don't you think they're stuck in a bit of a limbo? Because I really liked that episode, but I was also like, I don't know if I'd want that, or if I'd want when I'm dead just to be dead. I don't want to be stuck in an in between, because it was like in that episode when you see all of the people in, what was the place called, Quagmire or something, where they're all doing, like she says, they're all doing something just to get any little bit of feeling, because there's nothing. Because it's a perfect world, they don't have any feelings, so it's like, and then it just goes on forever, eternity, and be bored. How long can you just? Yeah,
but is that what you're signing up to? Eternity? Can you not just opt out at some point?
No, it's eternity. I swear they said this place is called Eternity. No,
San Junipero. But
can you opt out?
I don't know if you can.
I don't think you can. You pass over, you go, and I'd want to do it for a bit.
Yeah,
and then I'd be like, all right, cool, see you.
Yeah, you're right. About it.
Forever, just to be.
Forever is a long time.
Yeah. It's a long time. And you think when you're younger, I want to be... When I was like 17, 18, I thought this is the best age of my life. It's great. I want to stay this age. Now, I don't really want to be back. As much as I can reminisce and I really enjoyed that, I don't want to be a 17-year-old again. So, as much as it seems ideal to stay in that, I quite like to progress and to move on and to know that there's something more than just... This is it.
Yeah.
This is all. It's like the Truman Show. You just get stuck in this perfect life and just.
True.
It's not fun.
Get still. Yeah. What do you say?
Yeah, if it was for eternity, I think I wouldn't want to, but I'd love to experience it.
For a day.
Yeah. Like experience like what it would be like, because obviously we do say these things like, it would be perfect, and you wouldn't feel like certain things and stuff. But would we actually, and so I would actually want to know what it would actually be like to experience that and go through it. But if it's for eternity, nah.
Because the thing is, like, when you compare the experiences of people in the Quagmire, like that place in the club where they're just looking for any sort of feeling, it's like, it's like you said, it's empty. But when you look at the relationship between the two delves, like that actual genuine sort of happiness that they have together.
But isn't that life on Earth anyway?
It is, but if you're looking for something after life, like you don't want to just go into like. So for I'm an atheist, I don't think there is anything afterwards. If I want to delay it for a little bit and still experience it with my loved ones, I would definitely take that option in a heartbeat.
Yeah, if I could delay it for a bit and just pass by and visit. Yeah, but I don't think I'd stay there permanently. I wouldn't. I don't know. Depends what I find.
You get bored of it, surely.
Yeah. And if you find your soulmate,
but then if it's everything you've always wanted, surely you wouldn't be bored.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's what the question is. Really.
It's what you think you want, maybe, and then when you've got it, I don't know. In life, the things that I like is having that drive, wanting things. Like, otherwise, what's the point? Is as much as I would like to have financial freedom, I wouldn't like to be rich, like born completely rich, because then I've got no aspiration, no goal, because I've already achieved it. So I like to have something. I don't want to just have it all given to me. I want to actually feel that achievement and feel like actually you deserve this and work towards something. Otherwise, I feel like me as a person, I would just be like, okay, I can get complacent quite quickly.
I think in this episode as well, like the idea of like eternity gets played around with a little bit. Like in this episode, like eternity looks like it's a positive thing. Like these two get to spend each other for like the rest of their days. Whereas like if you compare it to other episodes where it's like, you know, the episode where there's like a monkey and then it's like that evil person that gets tortured, like you get the black guy,
Black Museum, what's it called?
Exactly, that idea of like eternity is like absolute hell. It's like there's a contrasting sort of view of eternity in both episodes.
Same with the US Callister thing. It can't die. That's just hell.
But that is basically the question. As in, like, let's say. There's like a thought experiment by someone called Robert Nozick, a philosopher. I don't know if you've heard of him. No. But yeah, basically he kind of had a thought experiment where he said that if you had the chance, basically he asked the question I asked, if you had the chance to plug into a machine which could grant you all your desires, all your wishes or whatever, would you plug in? Like when you're actually in the machine, you won't know that you're in the machine and you're in doing that. It just seems like life and everything's working out for you. So would you take that chance? He's saying that he's using this to kind of like show, if you were to kind of like recoil at the thought and kind of think, nah, that's a bit, then he's trying to say that there's something more than just pleasure seeking or happiness that you look for in life or that you value in reality. So then it depends on your answer. If you answer, I wouldn't, then you feel like, then you see life as more than pleasure seeking. But if you don't, then you see it as simply pleasure seeking or seeking happiness kind of thing.
Yeah, I agree with kind of what he's saying. Because for me, I'm not saying that I enjoy suffering, but I get the point of like, I'm very much a believer of the whole yin and yang. You have to have the light to have the shadow. You have to have, the good and the bad. And it can't all just be happy, happy, happy. Yeah. I believe that you can't really know euphoria if you haven't had your devastating times. How do you know this is happiness if you've not been sad? This is maybe just your everyday life. So you have to have it, and you have to. There's always a blessing, I think, in things that aren't enjoyable as well. Even though you can't see it, there's a lesson or something that it either makes you stronger or it makes you like more knowledgeable or something. There's always something that you achieve from it. So I don't see like the bad parts of my life as like, I wouldn't erase them. As maybe I'd want to like dim the pain, but I wouldn't. They've made me who I am, so I wouldn't want now just a life going forward of just everything to be perfect. I think I would just be bored. I quite like to argue with people and have a disagreement. Like it's not.
It's true.
Imagine everyone agreeing with you or everything just coming to you so easily.
It'll seem empty.
Yeah, the struggle is what makes you better and builds your character. But if you just think, got my dream job straight away, you haven't had to work. It's just
there's no grind.
You're not really appreciative of it, really. Yeah, I agree. I take that stance. Do you guys disagree or you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
At first I was like, no, I'll take it. But then you made that
compelling case.
I was like, it's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Martin?
I'll probably still like to take up that offer.
Sounds good.
I definitely see your side of the argument, 100%.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Right, so...
nice offer,
Okay, so on the opposite end of the spectrum, have you ever found yourself in a nightmare scenario? So by nightmare scenario, I'm thinking of the episode Playtest.
What one's that one?
The one where he went into the game and then he had it injected and then he kind of
all of his fears.
It played on his fears and
in the house.
In the house, And even though they assured him that he shouldn't feel any physical pain or whatever, like stuff like that, it was a nightmare. It was actually a nightmare. Yeah.
And there was that point as well where she explained, she's like, no, it's none of it's real, it's just all in your head. But then he's like screaming, get it out of my head. And I think that's the worst, to be like, just something in your mind, like, oh my God, I'm just, No,
it sounds, when I watched it,
that would be a nightmare.
It will be a nightmare. When I watched it, I was thinking that this is what, like, the people that say that they have a bad trip when they take psychedelics and stuff like that. Like this, that was heartfelt. No. So then I was thinking, imagine something playing on your fears, because that does happen. What I hear, that it does play on your fears, and you have to be really calm to be able to go through all that. So I don't think I would ever. Like, I don't think I would ever play around and actually take something like that. Like, take the playtest.
But would you not say that because it's projecting all your deepest, darkest fears, could you not then just directly address them, confront them, and as opposed to suppressing them in the back of your mind? Whereas, I was going to say, like, his entire thing was like he was avoiding his call with his mum. The entire, like, that's what he was searching for on this trip. And he just refused to call mum. And ironically, like, at the end of the episode, in the notes, they said he called mum. Like, he did it in the end. And, like, it was something that he was avoiding.
I didn't even look at it like that.
He wanted to finally answer. She was,
Exactly. So it's
I didn't think of it like that.
Small little things. They always throw in these little Easter eggs.
A little bit. But when you mention that, actually, it's true. Like, confronting your fears. I think that's what I hear about as well when I'm looking around and people talking about their trips and stuff like that. They say that although it's like hell, then they've kind of overcome it, and then they've learned to kind of just overcome their fears. And so when they come out of it, they're like a better person. They feel like they're
but you have
reborn.
To be so like stable in yourself to be able. It's not at every point you can face your fears. You have to be at a certain point when you can go into that dark place and think, okay, I'm strong enough or I'm steady enough to be able to face my nightmares. Otherwise, it can just torture you.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's great to be able to overcome it, but you can't force it. You just have to wait for a point in your life where you can actually get to that stage where you can face some fears.
Yeah.
But
I think with the character in this story, it was just kind of thrown and thrust upon him.
Yeah.
Like, he thought he was actually going into a video game and just wanting some money.
Yeah.
But, like, in the end thing, he's confronted with his deepest his deepest, like, darkest sort of fear.
Yeah, because he knew before he goes in, like, he's like, my mum's going to be in there, I don't want to go in there.
Exactly.
Now that was frightening. I felt for him.
Yeah.
That was so frightening.
But even little things like when he sees the spider and it's like, it's picked up your agoraphobic, we're just going to throw in what you're terrified of. Small things, that would just be hell.
Did it remind you of anything else? Like the whole false awakening, him trying to wake up and then realising he's still in a dream?
Kind of like Inception.
In
that, like, where it's like every time you think it's reality, it wasn't. It was still in the game or still another parallel. It was weird.
It looked like there was like layers of reality as well.
Yeah.
Where it's like he would wake up and then, he'd just wake up at the next checkpoint where it was just like actually just another illusion. And it was like, it's kind of like an onion. Like, you know what I mean? That whole universe.
God, what a nightmare. Think you're done and then it's just back
Nightmare. But yeah. All right, so let's move on to the review section. All right, so which 3 episodes would you say were the most, and which 3 episodes would you say are the least powerful in showing the dangers of virtual reality?
Virtual reality.
Virtual reality, or, as you said, the theme that you picked up, the dangers of social media, the direction of social media with technology or something like that. So
there was that one... Oh, what's it called with the black guy who's a soldier?
Men Against Fire.
Yeah. That's kind of because they make make you see other humans as being like having the virus and stuff, but they're really, so they make you. It makes. I'm trying to describe it, and my words are just gone. Yeah. Basically, they're humans, but when they've got this filter on, they look like demons or something, so it's easier to kill them, and they don't feel like the consequences of murder, so you don't get all of that feeling of guilt, remorse, or anything. But then when that filter's gone, it's real life again. It's not that easy to kill people, and I think it does. It's the same thing when you think of like the Holocaust, as if you just brainwash people to believe Jews were germs and just kill them. So it was and that can happen again. And look at Trump. Like, that can literally happen again at any point. You just brainwash people to believe this group of people, they're a bad species and we should kill them. And I think it's possible, mate.
Yeah, no. Because you're right, because it does kind of like dehumanize these, and they even call them roaches, which is like a reference to the Rwandan genocide, where like I think the Hutu commander was referring to the Tutsis as like cockroaches, and it's like that's they're not even humans. They're lesser than what these humans are. And I think like the dangers of that technology was it would allow people to see you as like something else and strip you of your humanity and make you look like an orc or something out of like Lord of the Rings. Like, I think those are the dangers that it's trying to show you, that like your perception is altered with like technology to a certain degree. That would drive you to do actions that you would never do.
I agree. Do you think that using virtual technology in such a way could ever be morally defensible? Like, then, could you ever say that it's moral?
I would say so. Yeah,
you could.
Yeah, because so what? Do you remember what the name of the episode was? Have you
Men Against Fire.
Men Against Fire. So Men Against Fire. The actual name of the episode comes from a book which was called Men Against Fire, and that was in regards to World War II. And I was arguing about the fact that during World War II, a certain percentage of like, even show it in the episode, like 15 to 20% of soldiers would actually only shoot. And it was like sort of noticing this phenomenon of people not wanting to shoot. And there's like, if 100% of the troops would actually shoot, then that World War II could have been over a lot sooner than it would have been, and it would have saved more lives. So you could argue that perhaps using this technology, allowing people to actually kill 100% of their targets, actually shortens a war and might save lives in the long run. So it's like a greater good, even though it's like a kind of shade of grey, morally speaking. But I definitely think there is a way that you could argue that it's morally defensible to be using this technology.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
But did you see that as... Yeah, that bit I heard, because it was like they reviewed it and made it better, so by the time they had the Vietnam War, it was up to 85%. But do you think they were saving lives or just killing people quicker, is how I've heard it. It was just that okay, so the war didn't have to go on for this many years. It could have been done in 1 year, but that doesn't make it better. It just means we've killed a lot of people in a shorter time span than... I don't know, that I didn't see the good... I got where she's come from. It was actually, okay, it was a benefit for the war, but is war good?
Yeah, exactly.
It made the war over quicker, but as a whole, are we looking at war being a successful war being a good thing here?
Well, it depends on what kind of war we're talking about. Like, if we're talking about the war against the Nazis, then surely. But if you're talking about war against, like, you know, Viet Cong or like random villages, then that's definitely two different worlds.
But the thing is, the motivation in that show was because they had disease and stuff like that. But Ravine, I don't think it was the filter that made them have the disease, but I think it was them using that to kind of make it easier to kind of get rid of them. Oh yeah.
So they actually had the disease, but they were still humans. But the filter made them see them as roaches, as animals. And then they said as well, it took away the senses, so you don't smell the blood, you don't hear the screams, you don't feel the guilt. So it made basically killing easy. It was basically like guns. Like, think of stabbing someone and shooting a gun. A gun is much easier to pull a trigger than to actually have to put your knife blade through someone's flesh, and it's just making it easier to kill someone. Basically, it's just making you feel no...
Yeah, I was going to say, there is like a reward system going on here. Like, the more roaches you kill, it turns out that, like, you know, you'd have these dream sequences with that, like, mixed race girl, and it was like, it's like the more roaches you kill, the more powerful that fantasy becomes.
Oh, so you get more real life.
Exactly, so there was like a reward system implemented into that.
Yeah.
I think it was called like the mass system.
The mass system, that's what it was called. Well, yeah, like, I think if you were to kind of say, nah, don't, there's no way that you can justify it, then you're kind of leaning towards, like, you feel as though every human life has dignity. So then you don't feel like it could be, like, weighed up as more lives equals better or, like, more moral. You get what I mean? As in, like, let's say what he was talking about in the episode was the guy that was the boss, the mass guy. He was saying that they have diseases and stuff like that, and then basically it's going to come to us. It's going to eventually... it's a greater good, apparently. But, like, what you're saying is that it's like, we could do this and then we could defend it, but it's like, is that how we want to live? Is that how we want to view people as, this...
Is it? It's great, but does that make us human? Or does it just make us, you know, just ultras and, like... I don't know. It's great. I get where he's coming from. It makes it perfect. The next generation would be without disease. They'd be great. But then, so it's this for me. It's like the same as, you know, when people can find out if their unborn child has disabilities or not, and then just killing them. Like, you haven't even given them a chance of life because they have this disability. It's like, why? I get they are lesser than in a way, but they should still be given the opportunity of life, even if they're going to have... Because it was things like, he said, low IQ, MS, things like that. And it's just like, these are things that you can work around. You can still enjoy your life, even with these viruses or whatever. But I get where he's coming from. There was a greater good in a sense, but it shouldn't be at the expense of humanity.
Human
and consciousness. Just how can it be so easy to take a life and just think, oh,
I agree with that. Yeah, it's just looking at people as if they're... Like, let's say, for example, someone might have a disability or whatever, but that doesn't mean that they're any... I don't think that they're any lesser than, because they could still accomplish stuff that a person who doesn't have any disabilities do, or even exceed that. Or even if we don't even look at accomplishments, they're just basically their quality of life. They could still enjoy life. They could come out of the womb. Let's say their parents might have thought of taking the procedure but backed out. He gets told about it, and then he's just thankful that they didn't back out. So just the fact that he's thankful for life each and every day is probably enough. That, in my opinion. Yeah. So getting back to the original question, So what else would you say shows the dangers of social media or virtual reality? Nosedive.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Why do you think it's called Nosedive?
I don't know.
Because if you look at her story, her entire arc is about nosediving straight into the ground, following like her entire desire was to get through, to get more popular, to improve her social mobility.
It was for herself.
Exactly. But then the more she tries to fight for her, like, to get more like the brownie points socially, the more she begins to nosedive herself into the ground, and she gets lower and lower and lower rating until she's just a 0.0.
No, that's spot on. I think it was just called nosedive because of the downward spiral that you can have. Just like one down one bad encounter. What started it with?
Knock-on effect.
Once she had an argument with her
brother.
Yeah. Once she had an argument with her brother, bumped into someone on the street. Then the taxi driver didn't like her.
It was all just
But the thing is, I was thinking about this yesterday. When she was at the airport, couldn't she just ask someone for some ratings instead of shouting at the... Because it's free, is it? So all she had to do is just ask someone, rate me please. And then...
What if you don't rate that person though? Listen.
It's so true.
Yeah, and then the problem would have been fixed, but of course there would be no story. But
maybe in that universe, maybe it's kind of like frowned upon to be asking for so maybe they'll just be like, yeah, sure, I'll do that, and then they'll just like mark you down or whatever. Maybe that's
true. It's true.
Very image based.
But I guess it's kind of like it's like asking for money. No one does it.
Yeah.
But if people need it, no one does it. Like just you get what I mean? No, well, obviously people do it, but you get what I mean. Like no one says, I need to buy a house. So
sure, wait for that. Why not? Do you need some more? Got loads.
But I think the only difference is that this one is free. It's just like a rating. Yes, but it's like Uber rating. You know?
It literally is. I'm a 4.7.
See that pride, but
it takes one drunken night that will change.
Just vomiting in the cab and everything. Downward spiral from there. But is there anything else? Any other episodes?
I'm trying to remember them. I feel like there is, but
okay. So the first episode of season 3 is Nosedive.
Yeah.
Second episode is
the game one. Is it
the game? Yeah, Playtest.
Oh, then that mad one.
Which
Shut Up and Dance.
Oh, Shut Up and Dance.
That dark,
that's
twisted one.
Shut Up and Dance.
With the boy.
The
perverted boy. That was the first episode I've watched.
I was wild. Like,
when it ended, I was like, how did we get here?
I was defending him throughout the whole...
Yeah. That's the whole point, though. Once it was confirmed that he was a paedophile, it was like, does your sympathy kind of diminish, or is it like, does it stay the same?
It diminished.
It diminished. How
not completely, but it how come?
Wait. The reason why I'm saying this is because this is exactly what we were talking about in Narcos Mexico. Remember
Yeah.
I feel like that episode actually kind of like, what's the word? Illustrated my point. Okay. Exactly. Like, let's say, for example, at the beginning, remember when he was in the restaurant and he was friendly to the child, but he never tried to harm the child.
Yeah.
And then he had these feelings and he had all this stuff, but he never tried to harm anyone. So then I think that's what Charlie Brooker is trying to portray, is that, like, let's say these people might be feeling
they're just people
and they're just feeling these desires and they need an outlet, but it's like we demonize them, but they do the same thing that a normal person does. Like, let's say, for example, in the car, he was saying, the other guy, the guy from Game of Thrones, I don't know his name, he was saying, everyone does that, even the Pope probably does that. But it's only because he thought that he was doing it to a woman.
Yeah.
But, not to a picture of a woman or video or whatever, but not kids. But once we see that it's kids, it's like, this person's a monster. But then it's like, okay, if we think about it, who did you think was the monster? Did you think that the blackmailer was the monster, or the blackmailed people were the monster? Were the monsters?
The people that were blackmailing.
You feel, yeah, exactly. So then it's like, do we have, like, so the question I was going to ask later is that, do you think that using online technology in this way is morally defensible to kind of catch monsters and to kind of make them do certain things like this?
It's basically what the FBI are currently doing.
Why did you say that? Wait,
I don't know if I want to speak on that. They can probably see me right now. But it is. They say they can hack into that camera right there and see what they do. They're doing that now. I don't think we can defend. There has to be a line somewhere between what's private and what's not. And monsters will always show to light. You just have to wait for that to be in the public eye. You can't do that. I don't know. It's difficult. It's just such a grey area. I get where you're coming from, but I don't know.
Where do you stand on this?
Justify it.
What's your take?
My take is that The paedophilia and stuff. Are you talking about the paedophilia or are you talking about the privacy? The hacking?
The hacking?
Yeah. You're talking about hacking?
Yeah, okay. You can justify it.
Okay, can you justify the hacking thing and the security thing? I don't know. Because I feel as though these people should be found, like, but at the same time, it's kind of like trying to punish someone for something that they can't control. If it's that. But let's say, for example, if it's something to do with, like, searching up bomb ingredients and stuff like that, and how to make a bomb and stuff, that's actually, like, that seems like it's intentional.
Yeah.
Intentionally looking to harm people. But let's say, for example, you don't know for sure whether, let's say, someone like a paedophile is necessarily looking to harm someone. Obviously, there are paedophiles that do harm people and they deserve to be, like, punished.
I get what you're saying. It's almost like
rehabilitated.
A sickness.
Yeah. But at the same time, you can't just put them all into one bubble.
Yeah, there's levels.
Yeah, there's levels to it. Yeah, you know what I mean? So, yeah. But I know that's the unpopular opinion because everyone just thinks that, oh, no, they're monsters. Yeah. But I feel as though this kind of fits in with one... you've heard of Nietzsche, right? Mm-hmm. Have you heard of Nietzsche?
Yeah.
Nietzsche? Philosopher, German philosopher. So I think one of his quotes was that basically be mindful that when you're chasing monsters, that you become a monster.
Yeah.
Because when you start to kind of like demonize people and think, okay, they're bad because of so and so and so, then you're the bloodthirsty one. Yeah. Same way that we can kind of see it in Men of Fire. As in, like, when they're chasing monsters and they're talking about killing people as if it's like and they're becoming monsters. And they only he only saw that he's a monster when he sees that they're actually people like him.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
Yeah.
No, I get where you're coming from completely. Like, pedophiles, they're still people, they still have feelings and stuff, but it's just...
It's the thought that disgusts.
It's like kids, kids are innocent.
I feel as though the orientation they can't control, but I feel as though the way they go about it, they can control. So, like, let's say, for example, I don't know, let's say, for example, someone like me or someone, I don't know, that's religious, they can't necessarily say that they're not attracted to, let's say, a woman, but they have to take the steps in which they don't kind of tempt themselves to do certain things. You get what I mean?
So the impulse...
The impulse is still there, but it's like you have to know, like, I think you have to be mindful and know yourself to kind of just be able to kind of go around things like, let's say, for example, not following Instagram models on Instagram or something like that.
Classic.
That will kind of, like, obviously give you all these feelings of lust and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Or, I don't know, like, just feeding the habit, basically. The same thing, like, let's say, I don't know, like, an alcoholic. If you know that your family suffers from alcoholism, you know that that's something you can't control. But the way you go around it is how you control it. Yeah. So, yeah.
Controversial.
Yeah, but yeah, moving on. What 3 episodes would you say were your favourites? And which episodes would you say were your least favourite?
What were all the episodes again?
Nosedive, Playtest.
There's a lot.
What was that? Shut Up and Dance. San Junipero. Then Men Against Fire. Then Hated in the Nation.
I didn't love
the B one. The B one.
Okay,
yeah. I didn't love that one.
That can go for me. I can't admit it.
But a lot of people liked that one. A lot of people felt... Well, I don't know if they liked it, but everyone was freaked out at that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of people seem to like San Junipero.
Yeah.
A lot of people
liked that.
A lot of people like that one.
It was a nice one, but it wasn't like all dark.
I didn't enjoy it that much when I first watched it, you know.
I really liked it.
I watched it and then I think it was the fact that I was kind of confused.
I was like, what's until the end? Until like the last 10 minutes, you don't have a clue.
Yeah. So
I was very confused for a long time, and I was just like.
Yeah, I was like, is this what everyone likes? I was like, what? Because the girlfriend I was with at the time was like, oh, just San Junipero is the best one. Okay, I was like, all right. Then someone I was living with when I was doing my masters was like, oh, San Junipero. I was like, okay, cool.
So nice.
And then I watched it. I was like, yeah, I can see how it's nice. But then it was like, you took me like 30 minutes before I could even understand what was going on. And even still, I'm still kind of confused. Only after repeated watches, then I was like, okay, I can appreciate this a bit more. So, yeah, I would say I wouldn't say it's one of my favorites, but it's not bottom. It's not one of my least. But
I don't know why. I think just even small things in it, just like being able to go, this isn't your era. Like when she looks for her and she's in a different era, and it's like, you were from the 80s, 90s. What are you doing in the 21st century? Just small things. I liked, but it was just like, oh.
Now, I liked what they did artistically, because if you look at like the colours of when they go into the bar, they play with a lot of like purple and blue, which is like typically very like sort of the representations of bisexual.
Bisexual. I read upon that yesterday.
The visuals were really nice.
Visuals
exactly. And like even with the way they're dressed, they're all like very blue and purpley, and it's like very artistically stuff.
I did like it aesthetically though. I will say that. I will say that at first I did like it aesthetically, but it's just like I'm more of a narrative person, so then I like to know what the story is going on. Before that, like let's say for example, if we think about something like Black Panther, it's like amazing, like aesthetically, like the look of it is just amazing. But first things first, I'm always looking at the story, then I appreciate that after. But normally people do the opposite. They look at that and then appreciate the story after. But yeah, so and then if we go to season 4, USS Callister, Archangel.
With the daughter.
The daughter that was shielded, like she got censored from all the evil in the world.
She had it coming. I mean,
and then
did up there like that, but she had it coming. She said, "Mum, that's it. Bad enough."
Nah,
that
went too far.
That one was a bit too much.
No, but she didn't kill her. She's still living, but it looked like she was dead.
Wait, so what was it? She had like a camera thing,
an implant in her, so she could censor like what the daughter could see and hear, and she could see what the daughter was seeing. So like even when the daughter got a boyfriend, she was having sex, like the mum was there watching it. That as well. That I was like, this woman is draw the line somewhere. Why would you stay true to that? That's
she recorded, but I think it's because she kept on calling the daughter, and then she didn't answer, so
let
she was
the girl
scared.
live her life.
Nah, well, she's scared though. You know, all parents get scared. I think she was. How old was she? Probably like 16, 17, 18, something like that.
Something like that.
So, and then she tuned in again, and then she saw her taking coke.
Yeah.
But I think what that one was trying to say, that story was trying to say, is that she filtered her so much, and then she got like a ton of like she got exposed to everything like too much, and then she kind of fetishized over it after.
Yeah, I feel like that's what happens though. Like there's always, when you try to shelter kids or you try to pull them away, they just push it, like it just goes the wrong way. You can't keep them, so you have to not have their leash too short, like let them explore, but I don't know, otherwise it can just backfire.
And then they go uni and let it all out.
It just goes mad.
It's true.
Literally.
Nah, people look at uni as an excuse to let it all out.
Nonsense. People get up to like madness.
Nah, people get up to madness.
Yeah, but when you get repressed like that, I can imagine a lot of people just want to rebel and they want to go like twice as hard like than you normally would go. And like I think in this story in particular, like the parent tried to control her daughter's life so much to the point where she actually lost her in the end. And like lost all contact with her, lost her ability to even monitor even the most basic of things. And it's like, I don't know, I found it like an interesting theme.
That's true, I thought it was an interesting theme, but people don't rate it that highly though.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I did.
Nah, people don't go to it as like this one was, like people don't mention it. People don't mention it. People mention USS Callister.
I really like. I don't know why. I really like that. So
I like that one.
Extra long,
and I'm not usually like a sci-fi. I really liked it.
I liked it too.
I like that one.
It was a creep.
I think it was just the way the woman came in. All the rest were just like defeated. They're like, there's no way out. She's like, no, I'm getting out. Like she's so smart, messaging herself.
She was good.
I really liked that episode.
The next episode after that is Crocodile.
I like that one.
Yeah, I like that one.
Was it with that woman?
The blonde hair, short hair woman.
Yeah, that went on she just became a monster.
I didn't really.
I loved it.
The memories and stuff.
That one. Yeah, that they could look into your memories.
It was good, but then when it ended, I was just like, so she's just killed loads of people.
Yeah.
No. She got caught.
What?
I know, but it was just. I don't know. The story wasn't amazing for me.
No, I like that.
I like the concept that you could tune into someone's memories, but
But the thing is, if you look at all the other episodes of Black Mirror, they always like paint like technology as being like very dark and like very ominous. But in this one, it shows like the benefits of it.
It's good, yeah.
That you can actually like
the darkness and the benefit. Well, the benefits of the technology, but the darkness that kind of comes with it.
Yeah, because she had to kill everyone to hide it. So.
True. Yeah, I guess
like she just went so extreme. Instead of to admit to one crime, she just killed and then killed and killed and killed. Yeah. It's just like, woman, what are you doing?
I like the theme of, because it's titled Crocodile, right? And it's like her herself, she kind of embodies a crocodile, because if you look at a lot of the scenes, she kind of blends in with the background of like, if there's like a beige wall, she's wearing a beige top.
I didn't notice
like,
that at all. In
the scene where the woman, the investigator, is like trying to get away in her car, she's wearing like a pure grey top, which matches with the grey sky behind her. So she's kind of like a crocodile. Yeah. And like, even the way, like, if you look at a crocodile, like, it's hard on the exterior, but it has like a soft underbelly, and her itself, like she'll do anything it takes to protect her like legacy as being a successful architect. Now she has a family as well, so that's her soft underbelly, but she uses that as like a channel to even go twice as hard to protect everything, which is why she does what she does.
Martin's going hard with this. I didn't realise that.
Yeah, and it's like just the way she like what the crocodiles do. They kill and they drag their prey. Like if you look at the way she killed her husband, a lot of the time, like she actually holds on to him. Like when she goes in for that hug, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And she's just there holding him, and then eventually he like trips flat backwards. And that's what the crocodiles do. They grab onto their prey.
Did she kill her husband? No, I don't.
I mean, not the husband. It was the other. Sorry. So it's like even the way she conducts herself is very like kind of like crocodile. Why it's called
crocodiles.
I thought it was just like because she became a monster. Like that's it. But I didn't know all the soft underbelly. Going in. I didn't think about all that.
You did cinematography or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
I was thinking, how did you pick up?
Easter eggs.
Yeah, that's why I call him. But that's why I was ashamed that you couldn't make the last.
Man, yeah. But we're here now.
Yeah. So the next one is Hang the DJ. My favourite.
Oh yeah.
Which one's that one?
The dating app. The whole.
Kill me now, please. I'm so dead.
I can see how, because it was slow, but I liked it.
Tell me why.
And the thing is, people always say, "Hang the DJ, hang." I was waiting for the drop.
I can't even say what it is that I loved about it.
And then they got
it was just
to some wall or something.
And then they escaped. Yeah, realised it was all just a game. It was all just
the Matrix.
Yeah,
they were just in like a matchmaking Matrix.
Yeah.
So
and when they realised we could actually get out of this, it's like.
No, I loved it because of that.
So weird.
And it was unsettling but sweet at the same time, because it was like when they came out of the thing, they were just like, what's the word? Like minuscules in another simulation. That's why it was like
after they went over the wall.
After they went over the wall, they were just like 1% or a percentile of the app, which kind of has their real selves, their higher selves, or something like that.
Okay, yes. I'm trying to remember what you're saying.
You remember what I mean? Because you know when they went over the wall, and then they got into like a room.
Into like bare different versions of them.
Yeah. So they were number 998 or something.
Oh, yes. And they're not really that true self.
They're not the true self.
99% of them.
They were just, and then they all ascend.
Little mimic.
And so then when they ascend, you think, they're going to heaven or something like that. But then it's just like, no, you're just part of an app. The calculations in that app. It's a bit sweet.
Part of the app. It's an app.
Yeah. And so then it's kind of like, even their real selves on that level didn't realise that, like, let's say for example, all the suffering that these what's the word? These simulations or these lower selves were doing just to get up to that point. Just to say, you guys are a match.
But I don't know. I just found it flat, the entire story.
Really?
I don't know, yeah, like there was some cool things I found about it. Like they used the number 4 repeatedly in the thing.
Did
so
they?
It's like, yeah. Like, for example, like when the woman, like, are we thinking about the same story? Is this the one where it's like the mixed race girl and the white guy?
Yeah.
So number 4 carries on coming up in the story. So it's like at 44 minutes and 44 seconds, she actually asked the app to count to number 4, and then she dashes it in the water.
Yeah. She counts. She can skip stones up to number 4.
Exactly. Yeah. And so every time they actually skip stones, actually, if you count it, it's 4 times every single time. So it's kind of like showing that everything is kind of like calculated and scripted in that universe. And like the only way to sort of get out of it was to just refuse to play the game, if you know what I mean. So it's like I sort of found that sort of theme interesting with it.
Yeah.
That's the only good thing I can take from it.
Yeah.
Everything else was just questionable.
Nah, I thought it was sweet, man.
You romantic.
But yeah, Gladys, nothing that you could, or nothing that you can say that reason why you say it's flat or that you.
Yeah, it was just. I felt like it was a bit confusing in a way that the storyline was so like straightforward, but they made it a bit like what is actually going on. Like, so for me, it was just like prolonged. Like everything was just.
I think I got it straight away because it was like
they made it too easy. It was like, okay, this can't be. I get what you mean, what you were saying about the storyline was just given to you straight away, but then I was like, this is not how Black Mirror works. This cannot be the real storyline. So what's going on here? And that's what made it more intriguing for me to continue watching.
And you know how even, the reason why I found it on repeat watches, I realised why I liked it as well, is because even they had like a conversation when they were on a date. She said, what if this matchmaking thing is all bogus? What if we're in a simulation? What if
quite early on, I think.
Yeah. And so then from then it was like, they're just joking, but then it turns out that was actually what it was. That the whole matchmaking thing was just like a matrix, really, just to get them a game to kind of get them to play in the system. But the real thing is to kind of overcome that system. Moving on, Metalhead. That is the deadest
one.
Yeah.
That one was exciting.
The black and white one.
I was watching Black Mirror.
That's the thing. I was like, what am I watching?
That was so
some mad apocalypse. Yeah. It was.
It was exciting.
No, it wasn't. Because then it ended.
And we were like, no.
She didn't even make it back in the end, did she?
We was begging into it.
No, she did. But then I think she had to kill herself. Yeah, she had to take out all the metal stuff in her head, really.
Did you guys really think that was dead?
No, because there's so little going on.
It felt like a normal thing.
I feel like I'd seen it before. Yeah. Like I knew
no
what was
context given to you coming into it. Like, you
don't
see anyone else.
No.
All the characters get killed early on.
Yeah.
And then it's just her
and the dog.
This robot dog. Yeah. That can't climb trees, but it can do everything else, and it's like. It was just silly.
Yeah.
No, thinking about it, I think I like seasons 1 and 2 better
than season 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I prefer seasons 3 and 4 better than
3. Definitely.
Yeah. 3 definitely. 3 was like 3 was like on point.
4 could be better.
The last episode though, let me mention it. Black Museum.
Loved that.
Loved it.
Love that one.
I don't know why one of my favourites.
Yeah,
I know why.
That one's one in the middle for me. It's not bad, but it's like I think they kind of had the same structure as season 2, ending of season 2. You know, with White Christmas.
Yeah,
they had the same structure.
Yes,
the whole the 3.
Make that
I only made it when I watched it again. I was like, oh yeah, this is the same as White Christmas.
No, there were so many stories in one. In that, I loved it, and I think I just love. What's that about to go? Shuri.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't know.
I know it. It's Letitia Wright.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Letitia Wright. Yeah, I like her as an actress anyway. But even just all of the little stories in it, because that was the one with the monkey, like they put the clone into the monkey. There was what was the first story? The pain as well, when the man got other people's pain as pleasure. And then there was just so many stories in one, but it was just a sick episode.
Yeah. No, that was that was a good episode. Yeah. No, actually, let me put that.
That was like one of my top. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me put that near the
top 3.
But I think it also touches on like a lot of like political stuff, like the UN. Apparently, like they even start to introduce law regarding like cookies and like consciousness and stuff.
And
saying that you can't just delete cookies or like consciousness. You have to like allow it. They basically count it as like a.
That's why they kept the monkey thing, isn't it? Exactly. So that you can't kill it, or it was because the girl asked. I don't know what her name, Letitia. I don't know what her name is in the episode. I forgot. She says, why is the monkey here? Because it's supposed to be a museum of crime things. And he was saying, well, there's a crime because they've created those laws where you can't delete a cookie, you can't...
Yeah.
I don't remember what the other one was.
Yeah, they need to have at least an expression of 5 basic emotions. That's the one. I thought that was like an allusion to animal rights. I think that you need 5... I forgot what it is. I read it in Peter Singer's animal liberation, but I think it's like they need 5 basic something rights or something like that, where it's kind of like, let's say, moving around kind of thing, or
they
need to be fed right, stuff like that,
for it not to be animal
cruelty kind of thing. I think something like that.
Would you not say that the main character in it, what was her name? The actual actress,
Letitia, right?
Yeah, so Letitia in that particular story, doesn't she just become a villain herself? Doesn't she become as bad as the person that she was trying to kill? Because in the end, she actually puts him through the exact same thing that her father was put through.
I felt like
does.
Yeah. To be honest,
but then she's got the mum inside her, doesn't she?
Yeah.
When she goes back to the car, so it's like, was it her plan, or is the mum sort of got into her head and made her feel like you need to avenge your dad? I don't know.
Yeah, I felt like
she does become the villain.
But that's already right.
Exactly. Yeah, that comes into the whole like Sharp and Knots thing and the Men Against Fire thing as well. Like it felt like it wasn't up to her to kind of give someone eternal damnation, pretty much.
Yeah, but that's the same like with our justice system. I don't really know how it is here or like in real life. I'm just basing it on what I've seen from like movies and stuff. But even like isolation, solitary confinement, that is immoral. But this is supposed to be a justice system. You're punishing criminals, but you're becoming the criminal. I think anyway, by keeping these people isolated. That's criminal to me. And they do it 23 hours. So as long as you've got 1 hour where you're not in that box, it's considered okay. But that to me is just a crime. It's just then people who are supposed to be granted justice have become the criminals.
But then that sparks up the whole debate of like, what is prison? Is that like a correctional facility to rehabilitate people, or are you trying to punish them for the acts that they did?
I think they're punishing. They're not rehabilitating at all. Because so many people come out and they just reoffend because they haven't been rehabilitated.
But if someone had like hurt a loved one of yours, do you not want to see them punished as opposed to...
Do you know what? I had the same conversation with my sister because I was trying to get her to see it, and she said the same thing. She was like, so if it was one of her aunts or whatever, obviously that's a loved one of mine, I would want them to be punished, but in a way that doesn't make me less human, because then for me I'm exactly the same as them. If I was the one that personally like controlled it and had that decision, I've just become them. They win because now I'm down at your level. And that for me that doesn't sit right for me. I prefer for them to get to that conclusion. I believe you can't change people. They have to change on their own. So no matter how much I may force you into like do whatever you think is punishment, it's not really going to take effect unless that person has been taught right from wrong, unless they're rehabilitated. So it's like I don't see their end goal. I would want them to be punished, but in a way that is actually not making me the criminal also, because I'm no better than them. I may as well just...
So you wouldn't be able to get closure from the situation unless you felt like the person was... like improved, was improved at some point. It's not
improved. I want them to feel pain. I want them to feel remorse. That's something internal for them. I want them to wake up every morning and feel like they hate themselves and they want to die. That is what I want. But I want that to be self-inflicted from them, so that they feel the remorse and guilt, because that's going to eat them up from the inside out.
But what if it doesn't? What then? Do you want them
Then I'm just going to have to kill them. That's it. If it doesn't, then they're a sociopath or a psychopath. Something's gone wrong in their head, and I just have to pity them and pray that they have that judgment they choose them right. Because there is... I don't know, for people, it's not really... You get some criminals who get a thrill of it, and putting them in prison, that's not a punishment. They may enjoy it because they're like, oh, now I'm a threat to you. They like that feeling of being the intimidator and stuff. So it's not... Even if you put them in prison, that's not really a punishment for them. So it has to be something that they consider punishment, or I would do... Okay, this is now going immoral. I'd do something that would just play on them, that would make them feel the same hurt, but... in a way that makes them realise, actually, what I've done is wrong and I feel bad for it. And I think that's the worst pain, to actually feel like... to feel guilt and to feel that regret and to wake up and just... It's like in that episode, Men Against Fire, where he does repeat to him, he gives him a short clip of him killing the others, and he can't live with it. He's like, psychologically, he doesn't want to see himself killing someone. That is pain. And that is what I would want them to feel like, for them to know they've done wrong, and that's that's the pain there. But
I guess my fear is that there are monsters in Squad who will never have that experience. They won't ever feel regret in that same way, and then they'll just think about, like, there'll just be something at the back of their mind that they never think about. And then for me, like, if I think about it rationally, I want these people to rehabilitate and become better people. But if it happens to like a lover like of mine, and I put myself in that shoes, I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in like trying to like correct it and get like some sort of closure, knowing that person has suffered as a result of their consequences, and they're not just getting off scot-free and just going through a process, for like a couple of years, and then they come out and like it's normal.
No, I'd want them to suffer as well, to be able to actually have feeling of what they've done is wrong. Otherwise they will go and reoffend. But I think so much, this comes back to just social media as well. So much of crime is just glorified. You see people killing so much on TV, but you don't see the concept. You don't see that psychological burden that killing someone could have. So we make killing seem like it's something so easy. That's why you've got people, teenagers, going out taking lives because they think, I can just kill someone and go about my day like it's normal. Like, that's not going to impact you in your mind, in your state of mind. That's going to play on you forever, taking someone else's life. But we don't show that in the media, on any sort of film, anything. We just show the killing and the murder is glorified. It's, great, we've won. But what about your psychological damage of taking a life? That's not portrayed at all. So we think people killing is just so easy. That just plays. But that's social media coming into it. We're just making it seem like it's normal. We're just normalising crime and just...
Because there are whole Instagram groups now dedicated to like showing crime. Like, I mean, like,
really?
So one of my friends actually showed me a page that has like literally makes like kind of comedy captions of where like stabbings go on. Yeah, it is apparently. Like, it has the actual video just says this is hidden, but if you just click it once, it will show it to you. And so it's just showing like...
So we already live in Black Mirror. We're basically endorsing crime, saying we've got a fan page for crime, for criminals. Which is going to make people, I really want to get on that page. What crime can I commit to get myself public? Like, that's where we're heading.
Tag me.
Yeah. But I was going to say, do you feel like the Americanization of Black Mirror helped or hindered the growth of it? Because... I think Sam, sorry that he couldn't be here today, he said that he felt as though...
It doesn't sound like right.
No.
All right,
couldn't be here today.
Gone but not forgotten. Carry on, sorry.
It's true, it did sound like that. He just well, he is injured, but he'll live. But yeah. He said that he felt as though the Americanization kind of spoiled it. And I think a lot of people felt as though it kind of spoiled it and made it go downhill from there. But I didn't think so. I didn't think it was particularly the Americanization of it.
Well, I don't think it spoiled it, but it just gave it a different vibe. Before it was very like
real.
Yeah, but then it just became, probably because we're from the UK.
I think so. I think that's what it is.
That's why.
I think you know what? This Nosedive was the first episode I saw when I watched it, because I went on Netflix and then I assumed that it was going to go from season 1, episode 1, since I haven't watched anything else, but it went straight to this one. So I thought, this was my introduction to Black Mirror.
Yeah.
And so then I didn't associate it with being British. So then that's probably why I didn't really feel like it spoiled it. But then I went back and then I started seeing all the British stuff, and then it felt a bit more dark in season 1 and 2. And I felt as though I can understand why people like season 1 and 2, but I think the reason, like what Glad is saying about the because we're British, I think Britain is a bit more gloomy and a bit less glossy than America. And American, like, let's say for example, if we think about something like Empire versus something from the UK, it would seem much more gloomy, more dark, more like serious. So then I think since this is a serious case, it seemed like this, like with the Americanization of it, it seems as though it's kind of like making it Hollywood, making it a film, rather than making it something that's like it's kind of like, this kind of seems like not a documentary but like a docu-fiction, like it kind of like showing you what could happen. So then I feel like maybe people felt as though from season 3 and 4 that it stopped being like that and it became more about entertainment.
But I feel like American people just in general are a lot more optimistic than we are here. Like, they're a lot more optimistic, and like even the idea of the American dream, that's such an American thing that doesn't really have its place anywhere else in the world. Because we're realists, I'd say. And I feel like that's portrayed through like season 1 and 2, because it is plays on that darker sort of theme, and it does work. But I wouldn't say it's spoiled just because it was acquired by the Americans. I feel like it actually helps explore different sort of themes.
I agree.
And it helped actually grow the brand because now it has like a much more powerful marketing. So you got to define what success looks like. If you're just defining it as on like, you know, the fact it didn't sell out, then I guess it's failed. But I think as a brand, as a show, it's actually succeeded.
Yeah, massively.
Yeah.
I don't think it spoiled it, but it changed it. It was exactly. I was literally going to say exactly what you was going to say. I think we have a higher sense of realism. We're more realistic in the UK. So when season 3 and 4, you notice it just went a bit more glossy. It was a little less like. I think maybe because we're just as Brits, we're just very to the point. Just like, this is how it is. You don't need all of this.
No nonsense, no what.
But I don't think it ruined it. It definitely explored more, but there's something that did take away from it, where it became more like every other season rather than something that set it completely apart. Because the first 2 seasons, I was like, what is this show? Like, it's just... But I think that didn't really change in the 3rd and 4th season. It still had that uniqueness to it. But there was something that just became a bit more Americanized, and I don't know. It changed, but it didn't spoil it. It didn't ruin it.
Yeah, I didn't think it spoiled it.
It changed it.
It changed it, but I don't think it spoiled it. Yeah, if you were to give these seasons a rating out of 10, what would you give it? And then
season 3 or
season 3 and you can do it individually, season 3 and season 4, or you can do it all overall.
I'll do it overall. I think out of 10, I'd give it like an 8.
Give it an 8.
Yeah.
What do you give season 1 and 2? What do you give?
A 7.
A 7.
Yeah.
Oh, so you think it was better? You think?
I think.
Okay, cool. Would I give it a similar rating? What was in season White Christmas? That was a good one. What else was in season 1 and 2?
Now I can't even think.
So you're talking about the Pics one?
Prime Minister one. I didn't like that one too much. 50 million merits.
You guys love that
we
one.
love it. I like that one. The entire history of you.
Oh yeah,
that was a good one.
Yeah. I think I'd rate them equally. I wouldn't say that season 1 and 2 were better or less than, but I think season 3 was better than 4.
Yeah,
I feel like the stories that the morals, the points we're getting across were better in season 3. 4 was like, I'm trying to remember what that was now. 4 was good.
Yeah. USS Callister.
4 was good, but I felt like 4 actually was a bit more towards the entertainment side.
Okay.
Especially with the US McAllister, it just felt like I was watching a film. Like it was some sort of Star Trek-y.
Watching films. Watching series for.
True. True. Actually, yeah.
I'd say 3 was. I wouldn't put 3 and 4 together because I feel like there was a big difference between them.
Okay.
I wouldn't be able to rate them the same, but I'd say 3 was probably an 8.
Yeah.
4 was probably 6.5.
6.5.
7. I would go for 7. 6.5.
Yeah.
I wouldn't watch series 4 again. I can't lie. Like,
I did not enjoy it.
I can understand it. I think I'll give season. I think I'll give season 4 a overall 7.5 probably. I'll give season 3 a 9. Yeah, I'll give it a 9.
8.5, 8.
And season 1 and 2, what would I give them?
I'd give 1 and 2 a 9.
You give 1 and 2 a 9? Let me see what's on.
Great introduction just to the whole series as a whole.
To be honest, it is a good. Be Right Back season. The Waldo moment spoiled for season 2. White Christmas is. Yeah. White Bear. I feel like that's overrated.
White Bear. That was the one.
The woman, everyone taking pics of her screaming and running.
And she ended up being a monster.
There's some reality TV shows.
That happens a lot then. He's carrying this theme. Yeah, he's carrying this theme quite a lot.
Someone's trying to balance out the wrong,
but then they turn out to be the monsters. Yeah. Be Right Back. That's a good one though. That one.
Oh yeah.
Those 2 for season 2. Let me see season 1. Season 1. 50 million merits. The national anthem and the entire history of you. So season 1. Okay. So
I think I'd write now. Season 3 would be the highest for me.
I think so. Yeah, for me. I think this one I'll give them both solid 8s.
Yeah.
Solid 8s, but they have episodes that ruin it for me. Like the national anthem one, the Prime Minister one. I didn't really like it. I didn't enjoy it too much. Kind of disgusting.
I was disgusted. That's I shouldn't make that why I didn't like it.
Okay,
that was really
it was disgusting. But
I couldn't watch it, but it was good.
The thing is about the Black Mirror thing, I felt as though that one didn't really tackle what it meant for Black Mirror technology. It didn't really tackle Black Mirror technology.
But it was more tackling the idea of thrust, because of the technology that there is available to thrust you into making moral decision between embarrassing yourself for the sake of the country or like your self-integrity and costing someone else their life. It's more like just showing like the dangers of that. It opens it up. But I guess it's more to do with the moral dilemma than it is about technology. You're right.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, it's more. Yeah, because most people afterwards, if I'm talking about the episode, they'd say, "Would you do it? Would you do that?" They don't say,
Princess gotta die. Sorry.
Telling you,
One princess, she has to go.
No, I wouldn't do it. Everyone says that they'd probably kill themselves if they had to, or something. They'd rather kill themselves than have sex with a pig.
Yeah.
That's it.
I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, but then remember in the plot, they're like, if you don't do it, we're going to kill you and your family. So it's like, kind of
he couldn't. Killing himself was not a way out. I think.
Yeah, it would have been the same outcome. But
I just have to explain it to everyone.
Nah.
Be like, listen, this is the whole. No,
I think we asked all the deeper questions throughout, which is good. It covers, because I had a lot of questions anyway.
Like even this one, I like.
The playtest one.
Yeah.
If we ask that question I was going to say, does it manage to genuinely show the dangers of an immersive virtual reality?
Yeah. I feel like you feel his distress really in it, and then he's dead. So I mean, like that's the outcome was not good in any way, and they gave the statistic. Inside, this is what got confusing. Inside the game where the girl comes. Yeah, she's not really there, but she's so real, and she's saying, but there's a lot of tourists who have been associated with this before and have gone missing and stuff. So it's like you can see this is not just a one-off; they're doing it. So I think you do see the day just for someone's banter, just for someone's entertainment. It's just
So should we kind of like? I think, do we draw a line as to where we take virtual reality? Is it like, let's say, for example, when it starts to become about, let's say, for example, when it starts to become about our brain or whatever, when it starts to interfere with our brain, do you feel as though we should kind of stop and say, no, that's too far? Or
you have to, because it's too dangerous. Once it gets invasive inside your body, then you start to go with like things where like we don't know what are the consequences of like implementing them and like augmenting our brains to perceive like virtual reality. Like again, like in this episode, like they lose track of the code, or even having like something like a phone signal could interrupt the thing and actually cause it to be life threatening. Like, these could be real life things. Like, you never know. So it's a bit too dangerous once it gets invasive. I think you need to like pull the brake from that a little bit.
I agree. I'm not too sure what to ask. I think we covered a lot.
I was thinking what episode. I think we touched on loads of them. What about the Hated in the Nation? Oh, I asked, does it realistically show the blessing and curse of AI technology?
But because it shows like the risks of having like something like that, because it can just be controlled by whoever, if you know what I mean. So it like shows the dangers of it. Like even the government, like the honeybees itself or whatever, they had like security things on them so they could monitor the entire country, but they didn't think about the fact that could be compromised. And one person in a completely different continent, thousands of miles away. So it's like,
I think that's the fear that runs through about, let's say, I don't know, like using, Apple Pay or Samsung Pay and stuff like that. The fact that people can get hacked and then fraud can happen and stuff like that. So easily, It can happen. But
there are so many. Like, you even had that thing, what was it last year or the year before, where the NHS got taken over for a bit. Like,
because they all run on like Windows XP.
A hospital and get rid of what can you do with that? It's literally people's lives on the line.
I think we oh, actually, I did ask this. Do you guys believe in the Matrix?
In the Matrix?
Yeah, the reason why I'm asking this is because of Hang the DJ. So then, do you believe in the Matrix and the possibility to escape the simulation, or do you think as though like what the episode is kind of showing is that you're just part of another stage in this simulation?
Yeah,
that kind of thing. So even if you think like what you said at the beginning, remember when you said that you feel as though reality is all there is, perception is all there is. Actually, that's what you said. So do you think as though like you can't really escape perception or like transcend perception or like five senses or something? Or is it like, do you feel as though you can kind of like go above that?
Yeah.
Or like above our conditioning, basically?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? We feel like we are conditioned and then that's...
Yeah,
that's that.
I think so. I believe if there is...
puppets, we're just being played and...
You think so as well?
Yeah.
No, I don't. Well, I think
I
we
don't
are.
know. I feel like the system is just so much bigger than we think.
No, I think it is bigger than we think, but I don't think it's necessary that we are conditioned or puppets or whatever.
No, you're right. Yeah. If we're aware of the conditioning, there is way for change.
Yeah, I think there's levels to change. Yeah,
finding out everything that's been kept from us.
Yeah.
But again, the idea of like a matrix is the idea that there is someone or some like body or some like a government organization controlling it. And I think that the world is just too big to control. There's too many factors. I don't think it'd be possible to like live in a simulation. I think the system as it is just the result of like millions of billions of humans interacting with each other. It's just a system that's come about by itself. So if it is like a mirage or like an illusion to us, I think it's just because that's just how we perceive it. I think that's just the way the system is, and that no single person or body controls it. I don't think there is like a matrix per se.
I don't think it's like a single person. I don't think the matrix is supposed to say that it's a single person, but like I think it's supposed to say that it's kind of like, I don't know, like if you think about the world of change, like the world of change is kind of like what conditions us, what we raised around, like we're used to perceiving things that change. We have like interactions with things that change, okay, like over time or whatever. I think what it's trying to say is that, like, let's say what we perceive through our physical senses is like what conditions us. So then, like, if we were to take like a physicist's point of view, the physicist will say that we are just conditioned from, let's say, the Big Bang or whatever, and that all these we're conditioned by fundamental physical laws and stuff like that, and we can't escape that.
Right.
That kind of thing. So I think that's part of what the Matrix is like. That, like, it doesn't necessarily have to be like, let's say a godhead that's kind of controlling it, or like the government that's kind of controlling it. It could be like an inanimate or like unintentional cause, like the Big Bang, and we can still say that we're living in the Matrix. You know?
Okay.
That kind of thing. So
like a natural phenomenon.
It could be natural. It could be simulated. It could be simulated through I don't know, not AI, through virtual reality. That kind of thing could be. Yeah, there's so many different types that you could think of. You could think of the matrix of social media or something like that as well.
I think that's the matrix.
You think that's the matrix as well? Yeah. Why do you say that, Gladys?
I don't know. I feel like it's just like, I just feel like it's just not real, but it's like so controlled.
What, like with algorithms and stuff?
Yeah. And it's just like, I don't know. It just gives me Matrix vibes.
But yeah, does anyone have anything else to say, or should we conclude there? Because we've run over time. But I had a feeling that we would, because there's a lot. I think we covered quite a bit.
I do want to say though, I like the way a topic for the Black Mirror that they keep bringing up is like the fact that technology is like these vulnerable people. Technology is like basically taking over their lives and like putting them in positions like this one, for example. He was looking for the money, and it's like technology was what drove him into
taking advantage.
So it's just like in the future, I feel like technology and these like social experiments and stuff to do with technology, like it could be the downfall of a lot of people. Especially like vulnerable.
Yeah, that's actually an interesting point. Like the vulnerability of people to like technological advancement. Kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely.
What other episodes apart from Playtest that do you have in mind?
Even stuff like Nosedive, I feel like that one. it took advantage. Then we've got
even in the Black Museum with the one story that's in it, the lady when she's in a coma. Of course, you want a chance of life again. Or even the first seasons, Be Right Back with the entire history. I don't remember which one it is, but when the man comes to life again,
Be Right Back. Yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah, I didn't think about that.
And then the mum and the daughter one as well. It was kind of like it having that system in place for the mum to see what was going on with the daughter.
Yeah.
It put them in a position of like, you know, even though it was good for the mum, like she sort of felt like, okay, this would be good to see and filter out what's going on with my daughter, but it put them at a disadvantage as well. So it took advantage of the mum and stuff like that. So
even in Sharp and Dance, if you're going by your perception of paedophiles could be vulnerable in the sense of what you were saying.
Yeah. These people could be vulnerable, to exploitation. True. Yeah. Good point, guys. Good ending point. All right, so thanks for coming, guys.
Pleasure.
We'll end it there.
Pic.Think, thinking for media.